Hello, everyone. Hello, Bills Mafia. I am Pat Carosa, the biggest Buffalo Bills fan you'll ever going to meet. And we are going to talk about the Bills' big win yesterday against the New Orleans Saints. They absolutely dominated yesterday against the Saints. The Bills' offense had a good day. The defense had a good day. Even the special teams had a good day. This was a win that the Bills truly needed after their disappointing loss against the Indianapolis Colts last week. So the Bills got off the mat. They're now 7-4 and really in first place in the AFC East because the Patriots have the same record but worse division record. So they are now in first place in the AFC East. For me, it was a great Thanksgiving. I had great turkey, great gravy, and then we watched the Bills game. And besides a stress ball snafu, the game was really great. Yes, the 8:15 game was a little late, and I was tired after having so much turkey, but we handled it well, and the game was just excellent to see. So that was my day. But really, for the Bills, first off, we're going to talk offense. Josh Allen had a really awesome game. I like the balance between the run and pass yesterday. I thought Matt Breida did a really great job. He had really good speed. He hits the holes really well, and that's really what you need to do. And Devin Singletary also had a pretty good game. They didn't light the world on fire, those two running backs, but at the same time, they did provide necessary yards for the Bills to really do something on offense, provide short yardage situations so that they can get creative on offense. And that's all you need to do. They kept the clock going, and that really provided that spark. And as for Matt Breida as well, he's the running back the Bills need right now. The Bills just need that speed element that will make defenses be honest, and that is critical because Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, in a way, they're the same running back, and they were not scaring anyone. So, I believe Matt Breida brings something to this offense that they didn't have before. So that was good. And then Josh Allen had just another great game. Yes, he had those two interceptions, which was, the first one was on him. He threw it a little too inside. He really should have thrown it outside. And I think Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen had a miscommunication on that throw that, got it picked off. But his second interception, I believe, was on the offensive line. He did hold on to the ball too long, but at the same time, the offensive line also didn't block very well, and he got hit. He got picked off his first red zone interception, but after the first half, I mean, he just went off 4 touchdowns, 260 yards. I, he did great, and he did great running the ball as well. He did exactly what you need to do. He ran for first downs, and he ran those quarterback options really well. That's what they really need to do, and he was just very efficient, very very efficient with his throws, and that's really the Josh Allen we need to see. Minus the turnovers, he still needs to not turn the ball over because of how bad the Saints offense is. It wasn't going to hurt the Bills yesterday, but with the Patriots coming up and the Buccaneers, uh, he really needs to protect the ball over the next two games for the Bills to have a chance at winning. Uh, so we will see if he will continue this trend, this upward trend of, really being great, and I think he can continue. But he had a great game. He was efficient with the ball, and he ran very well. And the offensive line had an okay game. Deion Dawkins is still struggling. The Bills should have Spencer Brown back next week, which should push Daryl Williams to guard. So uh, the offensive line should be back to where the Bills wanted it this season, and John Feliciano should be back as well. So that should, the whole starting offensive line should be back next week against the New England Patriots. So that should be really good. As for the defense, they played another great game. I will get to Trey White's injury in a second, but they played a great game. They put pressure on Trevor Simeon all game, and um, and as for the run defense, they really had no answers. The Saints had no answers on offense. They guarded the receivers really well. Coverage was good. The Tremaine Edmonds was great. It was great having him back. He filled the holes really well. The Saints had absolutely no answers on offense. They have too many injuries. With their guards out, with their top two running backs out, their quarterback out. They just didn't have a chance. Like I said, I thought it was going to be hard for them to score on this Bills defense. So it was, not a good day, obviously, for the Saints offense, but a great day for the Bills defense. Ed Oliver had a great game, had a lot of pressures, had a sack. Mario Addison did great. Matt Milano. I mean, I can go on and on, but they played a great game, and it was a great uh, bounce back game for the Bills defense. So that's all great. The Bills are doing great. They have a big game next week, and now the one injury out of that game that is concerning is Trey White. He, obviously the Bills all pro cornerback. Obviously, I watched the game. It did not look good. Like what everyone says, it did not look good. It looked a little bit like an ACL injury, how you would hop up. But I'm praying, I'm crossing my fingers that it's better than that. It's not an ACL injury because the Bills will miss him. Now, what I really like from the Bills defense from Sean McDermott is, when the secondary comes out, secondary is always the strength, and when their players come out, the new players come in and they perform really well, especially in the secondary. So you hope that you know they can come in and maybe provide half of the success that Trey White had. Obviously, it's big shoes to fill, and no one's going to fill those shoes because he's an All Pro, and the Bills have Dane Jackson, who is nowhere near where Trey White is. So that's a big loss. That will be a big loss. I think he will miss time. You hope he'll miss the rest of the regular season. Maybe he'll be ready for the playoffs, but you hope that it's one of those multi-week injuries, but it won't last into the preseason. So that's my thoughts about Trey White. Hopefully he's okay and he can come back this season. So that is it. The Bills had a big win, and now they're set for a gigantic game against the New England Patriots, which will not decide the division, but the team will have an inside track at winning the AFC East. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Go Bills!